My name is Anthony Saltalamacchia. My position was morning supervisor from the hours of 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. I would supervise over 100 workers and designate their work for the day. On the morning of September 11th, I was in my office. I was just getting the work handed out to all the employees when I received a phone call from William Rodriguez saying that he wasn't going to make it into work that day. I then kind of pleaded with him to come into work because his job is very, how could you say, difficult, to where he had to clean 110 floors of stairs, and not too many people are up for that challenge. So, I kind of persuaded him to come in and get the job done. So I then waited for him for his arrival. Upon waiting, he then came in. We then were, talking about the day's work and what needed to be done when we heard a massive explosion that was in the World Trade Center at about 8:46 a.m. in the morning. The explosion came from, I believe, at first we believed that it came from the mechanical room. And then we heard a series of other explosions that sounded up on the above levels of the building, to where we then realized that there was something wrong and there was a major problem. And about, I'd say, 14 to 15 people came running and screaming into our office. We then got together as a group, and William kind of basically got everybody settled down, tried to help everybody relax. Then right after that, the floor started shaking. The tile from above, which was above us, started coming down, falling on us, and we knew that there was something seriously wrong happening. A man came into the office. He was a black man, very shaky, very in shock. He had multiple wounds. His arms were bleeding. Skin was peeling off. You could just see basically his flesh. It was a very tough thing to see. Then William grabbed a cloth and wrapped it around him. And at the time, nobody really wanted to go near him because he was just covered in blood. But William did what he had to do and get him to safety. And as we're standing there, more explosions were happening, a lot of screaming, confusion. And then William said, that it's time, we have to get out of the building. In that manner, all of us departed out. It was very smoky, very cloudy. It just looked like very serious, that we knew that we had to get out of the building. We then ran towards the truck dock area, which was pretty much our only way out, because in the beginning William led us to the fire escape, which led us to the lobby, but that was completely under smoke and it just was a bad situation. So we went the opposite way towards the truck dock, carrying this man with us. We then got to the truck dock, ran up the truck dock, and got outside. Finally, not sure of what time that was, but we then saw the ambulance, and William and Kenny directed the man, carried him over to the ambulance, and made sure that he got to safety. I remember Willie wanted to go back into the building. I told him, no, stay out here with me. Let's get things more, let's get everybody together, get everybody calmed down. He just refused and was, screaming, we have to go back in the building. We have to go back. I'm sure he had a lot of ties to a lot of people in there, and he wanted to make sure that they were all right. So I, did my best to try and persuade him to stay, with us and, be safe, but he just didn't listen and ran back into the building. I remember him running back into the building. I don't remember seeing him after that. I knew that he was in there. And funny thing is that when I got home later that night, I seen him on television, on the news. He had he was covered in all the dust and everything. And I was like, wow, that's the guy who I was with when the explosion happened. And I knew then he was okay, which made me feel better. So, but at first, yes, I did think that something terrible happened to him, because I remember him running back into the building, and that was the last I saw of him. The amount of explosions I've heard from 8:46 to the time we get out was so many, at least 10. It was just like multiple explosions, to where I felt like there was different grenades. That's what it sounded like. It was just different grenades being set off in the building. It was there was one major explosion, and then there was different explosions throughout that period of time until we got out. So I believe 6 years after 9/11, I don't know the truth. That I don't believe a word that they say, that I just don't believe, like, everything that they say, I think is a cover-up.